Getting my first rent, I think it feels really special. It's really surreal. I think life has come around a full circle where you just move in as an immigrant, where you think of having a good life, but you also end up building wealth, and you have reliable people here who are not there for the money, but they're there for building relationships. You're not just another commission amount for them. They make sure that you're educated in the industry that you are getting into. Whether or not you buy from them is a secondary option. So that's something very special I found. My name is Ashish, 35 years old. I've been living in Berlin for the last 6 years now. Moved here for work as a software engineer, and ever since I have been working in the software and the IT field. My wife as well, we got married 3 years ago, so I would probably call Berlin home now. Yeah. So my real estate story and my journey with, I think, Capitalanlage started a year and a half ago. I was just casually looking for options to save taxes primarily, but also I think build property value, build a portfolio. So that's where I think I started exploring. I think the primary source for me was, I think, probably colleagues, friends. Instagram was a big source of scouting for companies or consultants who are into this, who are a bit more also focused on being honest as well. I think that's where I think I reached out to Lucas. So yeah, that's how it started, and then I think we started seeing a few properties. I was in parallel talks with a few other consultants as well, and I think Lucas also knows that we've been very transparent. I even shared some properties with him, and he was like, he would give honest feedbacks around. If it's good, he would say just go ahead with it, but if it's not, he would just with the math. It was a very data driven approach of why this property wouldn't be a good fit. It may look good on paper, but why it doesn't look good always was data backed. It was not in from the lens of saying that, oh, this is my competitor and I need to make sure that that person doesn't get the deal. So it was very data driven. All of that sort of transformed into having a proper strategy, creating a firm foundation, I would say, and then out of going to the phase 2 of actually looking for properties, rather than just bombarding someone with 10 properties and saying that you have to buy. I have seen a lot of consultants who said that if you don't respond in the next 1-2 days, you lose the property. But I think, not being native to Germany, I think you come up with certain biases and you're a bit scared of taking these big decisions. But I think Capitalanlage and Lucas also specifically knew those backgrounds and made sure that I was comfortable in taking my decisions properly with good understanding of the market. So yeah, the major challenge, I think 80% of consultants wanted you to close the deal in like first 2 weeks. Real estate requires some research at your end as well. You need to understand what's the value, what's the data behind it, and how do you make sure that it's a good, viable deal that you're doing, especially when you're entering it for the first time. The rest of the consultants they were not focused on strategy. That's what I like about Lucas and the Capitalanlage. It was not about selling an apartment. It's about educating someone who's not from Germany, making them explain why a strategy is important and how do you then start building on that strategy, rather than directly jumping on sort of looking for apartments, saying yes, no. The outcome is not to buy an apartment. The outcome is to educate the customer about what a good strategy is or what a good plan is to go forward and build real estate wealth. The learning part and the coaching that I got from Lucas, I think, was primarily the reason that sets apart, I think, Capitalanlage from the rest of the consultants. It felt more personal. Even I think it's not just also once the sale is done, it's after the sale also. I think those constant follow-ups, those clear accessibility over WhatsApp, over a call, those last minute jitters that you have before you first sign the deal. Are you doing the right thing? You're not doing the right thing. I mean, as a company and as an organization, it should not bother you because you've already done the deal. But I think Lucas went the extra mile also, even now as we speak, to give that sense of comfort, give that sense of backing that it's the right thing that is being done, and the team is there to support. In terms of the piece of real estate that we did finalize and we ended up buying is based in Leipzig. In terms of what I learned from Lucas, I think Leipzig as a location is very promising. It has very good potential in terms of the statistics that we see, the year-on-year growth of population that we see for the next 10 to 15 years. What I really liked about the location, it's renovated, it's newly renovated. There were some big changes in terms of the energy rating. That's something a big plus, I would say, in terms of any overhead costs that would come up in the coming years. Getting the feel of getting my first rent, I think it feels really special. It's really surreal. I think life has come around a full circle where you just move in as as an immigrant where you think of having a good life, but you also end up building wealth, and you have reliable people here who are not there for the money, but they're there for building relationships, and they're not there for, you're not just another commission amount for them. They make sure that you're educated in the industry that you are getting into. Whether or not you buy from them is a secondary option. So that's something very special I found, and I really value those long-lasting relationships. When I look at other consultants, I think Lucas is also different. I think in terms of you put your money where your mouth is, as a saying, like you already are invested. You know what are the challenges, you know what are the upfront costs, you know what are the future costs, and that sort of reflects in the properties that he did show. He also suggests that he also has a similar portfolio, and that also really helps and makes you feel comfortable around the fact that yes, that he also is doing the same strategy in his own personal investment. Again, I know a lot of consultants that show you really outrageous tax benefits, but they don't really pan out when the reality hits you. So I would highly recommend working with Lucas, working with the Kapitalanlage. I think firstly is, even if you're not buying an apartment, just educate yourself.